scheduled for one fall with a 90-minute time limit. This is the Raw Impact Unleashed. Please welcome to the sanctuary at this time, at a combined weight of 420 pounds, they're your co-hosts for the evening, hailing from Northern California and known worldwide, it's KDouble, Black Lightning, your boy Cole, and White Thunder. They are the perfect storm. Get ready to unleash the Raw Impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all around the world, it's your boy Cole and KDouble. Get ready to have some trouble. This is your explicit warning. There may be vulgar violence and language and brief nudity. We don't know, but just in case, we're covering our asses. Alrighty then, enjoy the show.
Yo, Cole, what's up?
What's going on, KDouble?
Not much, man, not much. Just here, kicking back on this Thursday night, ready to kick this show off, brother.
Right on.
Man, I have to say something right quick, before we get to who we're going to have on tonight and what he's going to be here to talk to us about. I want to get in one thing about this weekend's upcoming Fastlane pay-per-view. They're setting up the main event pretty good. I have to give them credit. They really are. I'm looking forward.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you, man. Dean Ambrose ain't just there to get pinned no more.
Yep. Especially once he dropped the IC belt, it threw my whole prediction into fucking upheaval. Because I was like, wait a minute. That was kind of like my reason for why he wasn't supposed to be the one to go through.
Yeah. I think that's why they did it, because they done heard some dirt sheets and us talking and stuff like that around the interweb, and dropped the title on him to actually throw a spin into the mix.
And that's my key thing to it is that when they throw curveballs at you, that's when I like it the most, because then you never know what's coming. Then who you think is gonna win may not necessarily be who's gonna win, and that's always a great thing. But one other thing I wanted to throw at you. So I know you saw it. I saw you liked it, but man, tell me that little video snippet that closed the SmackDown to that one SmackDown didn't just tug at your heartstrings. Watching finisher after finisher after finisher after finisher, that was just awesome. I miss those days. I really do.
Yeah. Everybody, since Kevin didn't set that up too good, he's talking about a post he posted on Facebook that had everybody from the Attitude Era basically killing each other as finishers. Started off with Stone Cold and The Rock and Kurt Angle. RVD came out, Booker T came out, Undertaker came out, Kane came out. It was a whole bunch of motherfuckers, just finisher after finisher on just random everybody's, and then finished up with The Rock getting Stone Cold stunned by Austin, and Austin standing over everybody in the ring. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Now, I'm glad you brought up The Rock taking a stunner, because I was actually sitting there with my fiance tonight, talking with her, watching SmackDown. And you know what? You know how even Stone Cold is giving kind of props to The Rock and saying that he's always been one of the guys that's, to me, he's kind of always oversold the stunner, but he's done it in a classy fashion, so to speak. But he really sells the hell out of the stunner. All right. I'm looking at, I was watching Charlotte and Brie Bella in the ring, And Charlotte kind of oversells the chest kick, the Daniel Bryan chest kick. She gets her
Yeah.
arms a flailing and all over the place, and she kind of like way oversells it, but it works. You know, because it kind of shows that impact, that force. But it's just watching her do it. It makes me want to laugh. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it makes me want to laugh. But she does a good job at it. I know by WWE standards, she does a good job of selling the kick. But to me, it's just I guess I could do without all the arm flailing. Like if she just kind of threw her body back as opposed to throwing her arms up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Charlotte oversells some things and then don't sell other things. So it's kind of hard. She's not a consistent seller, so to speak,
Yeah.
or not a consistent good seller, I would say. That will come in time, and she will eventually get it completely. I've always said I think Charlotte was thrown into the fire way too soon.
Way too soon.
And you know, only time will perfect that, where she'll get it where she's perfect all the way around. It does remind me of Kurt Angle in his latter days in WWE when he would get hit and both his arms would flail out.
Yeah.
Like he would sell the punch to the head, but then both his arms would come out a little bit each time he got hit. If you don't believe me, for the fans out there that's listening, go watch some old WWE YouTube clips in Kurt Angle's later years in WWE, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
100%. You actually remind me as well of a video that I saw earlier today. It was, of all people, wow, like this is just old school. It took me way back. It was I don't know if it was the Red Rooster. I believe it was the Texas Tornado. Okay. And Mr. Perfect. And just the whole little 30-second video could have been a school on how to sell. You know, on how to sell really, really well from Mr. Perfect. Because like he sold all the moves great, and then the finisher, my God, you know the tornado punch that Kerry Von Erich did.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Perfect is stumbling around the ring. Von Erich does the spin around, hits him with the spinning punch. Freaking, I forgot what they called it, the tornado punch. Hits him with the tornado punch, and I counted it. Mr. Perfect goes with the punch and does 3 full revolutions in the air before he finally hits the mat. And it was just one of those ones that, you know what I'm saying, left you believing like, wow, Kerry Von Erich just knocked the shit out of him. You know, and I miss that. I miss guys that could make it that real for you. Even if you knew it was, I'll use the word staged is a much better word to use than fake. Even though you knew it was staged, it's still just even watching that, you feel like, wow, that was real. He hit him.
That's funny.
But anyway, guys, go ahead and let the folks know who we gonna be talking to tonight.
Well, hopefully he answers the phone, because you know how I feel about this system. But anyway, hopefully Kurt White, the owner of BTW, the owner, operator, booker, however you want to say it, will be on the show celebrating 20 years with him with Big Time Wrestling. They got Dangerous Damsels coming up tomorrow night, actually, at the Newark Pavilion. So hopefully it'll be Kurt White, man. And we'll get into, you know, some of the greatest moments of the 20 years of BTW.
There you go. All right, and let's go ahead and give Kurt a call.
Let's do it.
Hey, you've reached 510-386-1799. Leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Don't be telling everybody the number. You're supposed to hang up with that.
Sorry, man.
Damn.
I can go back and edit it out.
You can't edit that, man. We live. Oh, shit.
Man, I doubt there's more than one person listening to us right now. And they probably work for Kirk White.
That's fucking. Man, why you gotta shoot like that? Why can't you kayfabe that shit? You supposed to kayfabe that shit. We supposed to have hundreds of thousands of listeners right now, you motherfucker.
Oh, man. Well, maybe we'll give them a little try a little later. I'll leave that one up to you. You just give me the cue and we'll make it. We'll see if we can make it happen. But okay, I guess we'll talk. Oh, so something I wanted to talk to you about, because you've been keeping up a little bit more on TNA, admittedly, than I have. This Tuesday, I happened to tune into an Impact Wrestling on Pop.
On Pop.
On
the
Pop.
Motherfucker, the channel that makes TNA look like it's from the 80s.
It does. That was one of my first things. I was like, wow, dude. I was like, they really got an old school look to them. You know, I was just like, okay. But here's the part that got me. What the fuck is Decay?
That's Abyss and Crazy Steve and what's the chick? Decay? I forgot her name. I think she was going by Decay or some shit like that a few weeks ago, and then they turned the group into the name Decay.
Into Decay.
They stole the tag team titles from the Wolves, which I think is awesome, because even though the Wolves is good in ring, they ain't got no mic skills at all. Especially motherfucking never mind, I ain't even gonna get into it. I'm gonna get real mad. But anyway, yeah, man, it's just a crazy little group they put together, man. I think they complement Abyss very well. And they kind of get over, man. They kind of like that easy, just demented type team. It's like if Kane was to start a group or Mankind to start a group or The Undertaker to start a group, it's kind of
like the Ministry.
On the Wyatt family or something like that.
Okay. Like, just don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the group. It just caught me off guard. Because I tune in, and I'm like sitting there and they're talking about the EC3, Matt Hardy. The EC3 is supposed to fight Matt Hardy and Brodus Clay. I know his name is not Brodus Clay in TNA, but I'm just going to call him Brodus Clay. Because that's the name I first got introduced to him by. But he... Tyrus. But yeah, so then they were going over all that, and then all of a sudden here we are, and they're like, oh, for the tag team championships. I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're like, it's Decay. I'm like, what the am my eyes seeing right now? I don't even know how to process this shit. Like, wow. And once again, not knocking them, because by the end of the match, it was a Monsters Ball tag team title match, and actually it was off the hook. It really was. A lot of action. I think at least 3 different people went through tables. Somebody damn near had their head smashed in with tacks and chairs. So it was a completely entertaining match. Crowd was completely into it. Completely entertaining. But just the sight of the group Decay kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, they started back a few weeks ago. And it kind of like slowly built because the chick just showed up a few weeks ago, and then it started a couple of weeks before her showing up. But yeah, man, it's just one of those generic knockoff Wyatt family type things. That I don't know. TNA must be watching WWE and be like, oh, we need a group that's kind of like that, but not like that.
Yeah, but not like that. We want to take it up a notch, make it more. They want to make it a little bit more scary, a little bit more edgy. Whereas the Wyatt family is more like Duck Dynasty on steroids.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I'm actually happy with the Wyatt family right now. Bray Wyatt, throughout his time in WWE, has slowly become a character that I have issues with in the sense of how they book him. I don't have a single issue with the character. I don't have a single issue with how the wrestler utilizes the gimmick and fully envelops himself in it. All four of them, I have no issue with that. I have issues with how Bray Wyatt himself is booked. He should be booked as a megalomaniac. Like, he really should be being treated like the Undertaker was when he was running the Ministry.
Yeah, they have dropped the ball on the booking part of it. I think they dropped the ball on the booking part of it only because he's not won a lot.
Yeah.
Now, he would be a nostalgia act if he won a lot.
Right.
We only seen him, so often, kind of like they did with The Undertaker. When you seen The Undertaker, you knew he was about to kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
With Bray Wyatt, it's not necessarily that, because he's got the boys that come out there and they'll beat you down, and he'll either win or lose the match by disqualification, or he'll lose, and then his boys will come out and beat you down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of bad in that sense of not booking him wins to get his character strong and over, but they're trying to make him a nostalgia act, but you can't do that if you don't have no credibility and wins, consistently on your own without the family coming out there and helping you.
Yep. And that's effectively where he's sitting at right now. Is that it doesn't look like. Remember, like, I think I had this similar issue or this exact same issue, which, by the way, just an off note. Once again, sitting here watching while we're doing the show, watching reruns of Lip Sync Battle when the Big Show was on there backing up Olivia Moon. But I'll get to that later. Show is another one that's on my topic list because I watched a little bit of that show Stone Cold podcast. And I really enjoyed it. Like you said, it broke shit down for you big time.
Man, Stone Cold made the Big Show cry.
Oh, shit.
Man. Can't show him a picture of his daddy. That's fucked up.
I like the fact that they started out the first 5 minutes of the episode with Stone Cold stalling for time so Big Show could get over to him. That was awesome. Sitting there talking shit. I was like, yeah, Stone Cold, this is why we love you, man. This is exactly why we love you. You're just awesome like that.
Yeah. It was cool. He had a couple minutes for the Big Show to run down the hallway to the podcast spot, which Big Show was straight out of the ring. If you watched, he ended the show, so it's like, man, he's supposed to be on a podcast right now. He's gonna hurry
up. And I think you're right. I don't know why, but are we gonna get the 3-on-3 match for Fastlane? Have they announced it yet? Because I didn't see it on. I only got to see like the last half hour, 45 minutes of SmackDown tonight. But have they announced the 3-on-3 match with the Wyatt family or 4-on-4 or whatever against Ryback, Kane, Big Show?
No, they didn't. I don't believe they announced anything like that. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I don't believe there was that match was made.
Okay. I don't know for 100% sure. I thought that's where they were heading with it. By having week by week, by having them destroy Ryback and destroy Kane and destroy Ryback and destroy Big Show, week after week. I thought that's where they were heading with it for sure. But maybe that'll be a WrestleMania thing because they've already said. You heard that the rumor track is that the match between Braun Strowman and Taker has been canceled. Taker's going to have a different opponent at WrestleMania.
Well, I told you, man, Undertaker would veto that quick just because I take a step back when you took on the leader of the Wyatt family, the prior year, and now you're going after one of his goons.
Yeah.
Like that
Just
didn't
doesn't.
fly with me. Even though it was rumored, it wasn't set in stone or anything like that. I just didn't feel that rumor held water. You
Yeah.
know, I felt that was just somebody on the internet talking smack, trying to book their own type of show, and it was just like, well, if you're booking, your show fucking sucks.
Yep. Well, another rumored opponent now, that rumor has been blown out the water. Another rumor that's coming up now is supposedly, and this one makes me laugh because I honestly don't think it's true. And if it turns out to be true, it'll be funny to watch, but not necessarily a WrestleMania match I want to see. But Goldberg has been listed as a potential opponent for Taker at WrestleMania 32, and I just hope they don't. Like,
I
let
don't
Gold.
think they will, man. I don't think they will. I think they're over Goldberg.
I hope so.
Because he came in and he was stiff and he hurt a lot of their wrestlers, just because he wasn't trained.
Yeah.
WCW didn't train him. He didn't, go through a significant amount of training and all that. He was put over as a nostalgia act. And when he came to WWE, he realized, oh shit, I don't know shit. And like, there's been multiple wrestlers, Randy Orton included, just talk smack about how the Undertaker don't know what, or not the Undertaker, but Goldberg don't know what he's doing out there. And Goldberg ended up leaving, saying, "Oh, the business is too raunchy." He's like, "I'll come back if it's PG and blah blah blah," and it's been PG for a couple of years now, and still no word. So there's always going to be those type of rumors. Oh, since they went PG, Goldberg can come back and blah blah blah. Well, Goldberg fucking sucked, yo.
Yeah.
He
Goldberg was never
nostalgia.
as good as his hype.
He was Brock Lesnar without the skill.
Mm-hmm.
So get over fucking Goldberg. I would rather see fucking what's his name? Gilbert come out. But at least he's had more training than Goldberg.
But if not Goldberg, I've also heard Sting, but I just don't think. When did Sting go out? That was last year in November, right? When he had his match with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I don't think he'll be ready for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't either.
But nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Unless you're part of that company and you've been in contact with Sting and all that. I think Sting is in ring, is done. He might have one more match left, and I know that match he wants to be with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So if it's healthy, I wouldn't put it past him to send him off right, with the Undertaker beating him up. But I wouldn't put no money on Sting coming back for WrestleMania for the Undertaker. It would be a great surprise, but I'm not putting any credibility into it right now. Any rumors about the Undertaker facing anybody, no credibility until the two weeks before WrestleMania. Until we actually finally know exactly what's going on, then I don't put any credibility into anything. People, just because I'm about to say this, people are going to run with it. Yeah. Stone Cold's supposed to face Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now, everybody's going to be like, oh, from here, Stone Cold was supposed to be at WrestleMania. Oh, my God, they're in Dallas. Stone Cold lives in Texas. Oh, my God, it's so close.
Well, no, I would love to see him face a surprise opponent. But like you said, there's no credibility to it. There is credibility to one little slip up or leak, whatever. I don't think they're leaks. I hate when people say, "Oh, well, it was leaked out of WWE headquarters." No, somebody in WWE media strategically told somebody that they knew would get the word out there about this. But they said that what was it? Gosh dang it. It had to do with Taker, and I lost my thing mid-thought. Oh, the Taker will be returning next Monday the Monday night after Fastlane. So I think we'll find out within the next week or two who his WrestleMania opponent's going to be.
Well, we only got like 45 days or something like that until Mania.
Yeah.
So it's not like we got a long time to wait for it.
Yeah, he's gonna be, he's gonna work a short program with whoever. Like I said, it's hilarious to me, man. It's getting to the point where I'm telling you, one year, Taker's gonna come back for his big WrestleMania match, and he's gonna come back the Monday night before WrestleMania, challenge somebody, face him at WrestleMania, and then come back the Monday night after WrestleMania and be done for the rest of the year. At least once before he retires, we're gonna see him do that. He's going to come back for a 1-week feud that culminates in a WrestleMania match. Because every year... Go ahead.
I believe it. Like I think you was about to say, every year or every time he comes out, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
So yeah, consistently. So yeah, I agree with you there. That'll happen.
At least once. I expect it to happen at least once before he retires. That he'll just come back for a quick 1-week feud.
I just pulled up the Fastlane card. I don't know how well we can trust it. It's from Wikipedia. So,
same one, yeah.
But okay, we got AJ Styles and Chris Jericho.
Oh,
the finished 3-match feud. You were right. It says Ryback, Big Show, and Kane versus the Wyatt family, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman with Bray Wyatt. So Bray's gonna be outside, chilling while his boys take care of business. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks versus Team Bad.
Yeah.
Charlotte with Ric Flair versus Brie Bella for the Divas Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Eno and Bros, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, of course, in their triple threat to see who goes on to face Triple H. And we have Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio for the United States belt.
No, and a 2 out of 3 falls match at that.
Yes,
that's gonna be pretty badass. You got.
So yeah, it looks like a decent card. I will definitely be tuning in to see what's going down.
I got to take my parents to see Deadpool Sunday morning and got a show to do Sunday afternoon. But even I'm going to be on my couch and ready to watch by the time that pre-show match happens.
Captain Deadpool. No, just Deadpool.
This Deadpool. Oh, that was a great... guys, you guys weren't aware that we were having this conversation because it was off air, of course. But, yeah, like that's just an awesome movie. If you're a Deadpool fan, go see that movie. It wasn't... I can agree with Cole that it wasn't the best of the best comic book movie ever made, as some people are touting it. But it was a decent comic book movie. Ryan Reynolds is funny as hell as Deadpool. Just, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, casting was awesome. Like I enjoyed everybody's character in it.
Let me ask you something. Gina Carano.
Yeah, what's up?
That's Cyborg, right?
No.
That's not Cyborg?
No, Cyborg is Chris something. Chris Cyborg. God damn it.
But I know that at some point they were talking about having Ronda Rousey fight Gina Carano. They were trying to make that fight happen. I don't understand why. She looks like she's like twice as big as Ronda Rousey.
Is it Serrano or Carano? Gina Carano.
Is it Gina Carano? I know she's a former MMA fighter though.
Yeah. She's a former MMA fighter, but she's been in fucking at least 5 movies since then. She's done retired from MMA. She probably still trains, but she's a movie star now. She was in what was it? Was it Haywire? Came out a few years back. She's been in a few movies, man.
She was in Fast and Furious 6. She had Star Wars and In the Blood.
But I'm talking about on her own, not just, like a guest character.
Yeah.
But she's had a couple of movies where she was just the star of that movie.
Okay. She's the one that faced Cyborg. So it says Serrano fought Christine Santos in Strikeforce. Serrano versus Cyborg.
Carano.
Huh?
Is it Carano or Serrano?
It's Carano. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm shooting from the hip here, brother.
I thought you was looking it up.
It is a Carano. So I would say that's Carano.
Carano. That's what I thought. You over there talking about Serrano and stuff, man.
Sorry, brother. I mispronounced it. Shit.
This ain't no Mexican dish. We don't need some cilantro.
But definitely, like she plays her role well. Like I said, I mistook her. I thought she was Cyborg, so that was my bad.
Yeah, get your facts straight.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. All right.
Shut up and beat that ass.
Oh man. But yeah, so getting back to Fastlane over there, I actually like the card. The addition of the Owens-Ziggler match, I think, will definitely, anytime that Owens and Ziggler have been in the ring together, they've done big things and they've done good things. So I definitely think that match is going to be something special. The AJ Styles Jericho match, the previous two didn't disappoint me. I think this is the one, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I think this is the one where we'll finally get to see his ass hit the Styles Clash.
Yeah, hopefully, because we ain't seen it yet. I know we talked about it. We talked about it last week. But yeah, I think this would be that moment for Jericho to put AJ over. AJ deserves it, and yeah, hopefully we'll see the Styles Clash. I mean, it's not the most devastating move in wrestling, but it is a move that AJ's fans are waiting for, because we haven't seen it in WWE. One thing I don't like about Fastlane is I'm looking at the poster right now, and it's got Dean Ambrose, of course. It's got Roman Reigns, of course. It's got Brock Lesnar, of course. But then in the middle, there's a little picture of Eva Marie holding a checkered flag.
And she ain't got nothing to do with nothing with the pay-per-view.
Other
than the fact that she works for WWE.
Absolutely fucking nothing. They could have put fucking anybody else in that picture, and I'd have been fine with it. But Eva Marie, that pisses me off. She's getting fucking white heat from me, and she don't deserve it.
Take her ass back to Conquer. Oh, sorry. Oh man. Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
She don't need to come back to the Bay Area, man. I don't want her around here.
Well, see, I look at it, and you got Charlotte, you got Brie Bella, you got Becky Lynch, you got Sasha Banks, you got Naomi, you got Tamina, all who are going to be actually a part of the pay-per-view, and you couldn't have used any of them on the poster? Like, real talk?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And if they wanted somebody with some flashy hair, they could have done Becky Lynch, and that'd have been perfect. Mm-hmm. Her orange flowing would suffice with the picture I'm seeing, how small she is on it and all that. Becky Lynch would have been better fit to go on there. Or you could have had what's her name, Charlotte, to do it. So she's the Divas champion.
Yep.
She could have had She could have had her belt on and still doing the little flag thing. So it's not like.
Go ahead.
I was just. It's not like they didn't have actual options for the divas that are actually going to be there.
Yeah, and I'll say it like this: in the last kind of thought on it is what they really could have done. To me, now looking at the poster, that would have made more sense. And it actually even would have enhanced to the ending to tonight's SmackDown, is they could have removed any of the any of the divas altogether and put Triple H holding the belt there in the middle. It would have made more sense because that's what all three of them are fighting for. So if you put the three of them on there and you put Triple H in the middle, then that completes the poster. Now you have the three competitors that are in the main event and what they're actually fighting for, a chance to fight this man for the belt.
Yeah. That would have been cool. I still don't know why it's a checkered flag. They ain't like WWE's having a race or anything. They just on the road to WrestleMania. It's the Fastlane to WrestleMania. Not we gonna race and see who wins to get to WrestleMania. No, it's just like I understand the match. The main event has a stipulation that whoever wins goes on to WrestleMania. But they ain't driving no cars. Mm-hmm. It ain't like they're gonna have a flag finish. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You was about to talk. Go ahead.
We were speaking of the divas, and I actually have had a thought because and we haven't really touched on this.
I can't believe it. You had a thought.
Shut the hell up.
That's my JBL. That's my JBL moment of the night. Byron Saxton, you actually had a thought.
But she, anyway, you gonna have me losing my thought over here. And it's the only thought I didn't have. No, let's say, Brie Bella announced that sometime this summer she's gonna go live in the woods with Daniel Bryan and go have babies and retire herself from in-ring competition. And you know what I'm thinking is that I could very well see her winning the belt and holding it till she retires.
Yeah, I can see that too. Her retirement plans when they popped up a few days ago on the interweb didn't surprise me any, because on Total Divas last season, her and Nikki were both contemplating coming back, and Brie was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm having Daniel Bryan's baby, and that's it for me." And then it's kind of like Nikki was all like, "Well, we're twin magic, and you can't split us up, and you can try to have a baby, just don't make any decisions now." And then they had the contract thing where it was like, "So are you done? Are you going to sign the contract or what?" And they ended up re-signing and stuff. So when the Daniel Bryan thing came out and he was finished and all that, I knew Brie wasn't that far behind to go and do their family thing. So it wasn't really a big surprise to me, but the thought did cross my mind: are they going to give her the belt so she sticks around for a little bit?
Yeah, for a little longer.
Like longer than she anticipated, because like some rumors were like right after WrestleMania, maybe this summer, and I was like, well, if they give her the title, I think she'll stick around for a little bit, make some extra money,
couple months,
and then finish it out towards the end of the summer, and she can, not only help out some of the newer girls, and feud with them and mentor them before she goes, but she can actually, kind of put in her singles legacy since Nikki's, hurt and injured, don't know when she's coming back. And Nikki's always been the front runner, so to speak, of the Bellas.
The two Bellas, yeah.
So I think it would do good and be justified to have Brie, hold on to the belt for a little while before she leaves. So that kind of made me feel a little bit better about this match, because I don't want Charlotte to win. I never wanted Charlotte to have the belt, and that's just because I still think she's too green for it.
Yeah, to be carrying the Divas division like that, by far, I can agree 1,000%. Like, I love Charlotte to death as a character. Don't think that she's really ready to be the face of the Divas division. Like, I just don't.
Did you see Ric Flair's drunk ass fall on SmackDown tonight?
No, I ended up missing that part of it. But I did see the match. I saw most of the match. I just wasn't paying attention much to what Flair was doing.
Well, Bree came out at the end of Charlotte's match and beat up on Charlotte and put her down on the mat by the ropes, right? And she's like, Bree, no! And she goes to run and do the running knee. Oh. And Rick pulls Charlotte out of the ring, and they both end up falling to the floor. I was like, yeah, he a couple of drinks tonight.
But you didn't let us buy you one, you bastard. Oh, sorry.
Mother, son of a mother, But, yeah.
But I will say this, big round of applause before we take our first and final commercial break of the day. Big round of applause and big ups to Bret Hart, who has officially, well, according to his doctors, officially beaten cancer. What's up?
I was like, yeah, that's what's up. I was cheering for Bret, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Just took the cancer right up out of him and said, fuck you, cancer, we put you in a sharpshooter.
I was going to try to make some reference to Bret tapping cancer out, but I didn't want to get too corny with it.
No Shawn Michaels reverse tonight, motherfucker.
For sure. All right, guys, let's shoot that first commercial break in, the first and only commercial break in. We're going to come back and talk more Fastlane and get to that shout out to the Indies and get to our predictions for what we actually think is going to happen at Fastlane. You're listening to the Raw Impact Unleashed
on Spreaker.com. This is 4 Aces Presents. You heard?
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Cole from Planet of Cole and the Raw Impact Unleashed for 4 Aces Presents. Now, I'm going to do a little rundown for the weekly shows we got coming up. Monday, we got Now vs. Then from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. All of these are Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday, iRock Radio from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Also Tuesday, The Sidebar, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday, Hip Talk Radio from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also on Wednesday, we got Now vs. Then West from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Getting a little late for y'all peeps on the East Coast. Now Thursday, we got the Raw Impact Unleashed with yours truly and Kevin Kendrick, KDouble, Double K. That's from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So y'all check out our weekly shows and holla at your boy. Take it easy. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Cole from the Raw Impact Unleashed at Planet of Cole. Just throwing out there the lineup for the weekend for 4 Aces Presents here on Spreaker.com. Fridays, we got Raporia Presents, or Raporia Presents, 2 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific. All these are Pacific Standard Times. Now versus Then Deuce from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is going to be a monthly show. We also have Revolving Door Fridays with KDouble's classroom or Double K's classroom, also splitting it up with Planet of Cole. Those shows are from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday we got WTF from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And also on Saturday we have the Troll Gazer Gaming Project featuring James Brower from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And on Sunday, we cap off the week with West Coast Bias from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And remember, all these are Pacific Standard Time. So check all these shows out and holla at your boy. Y'all take it easy.
And don't forget, folks, tomorrow night on Revolving Door Fridays, it will be Double K's classroom coming to you live. I'm kind of piggybacking off of the excellent Planet of Cole from last week, touching on the Super Bowl and the controversy behind the halftime performance, as well as the NBA All-Star game. So tune in and listen in, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern, right here on 4acespresentspeaker.com. And you are right, Cole. Those commercials were long because I played both your commercials back to back. But you actually
I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party.
actually no. But no. What's funny is that you actually tested something for me unwittingly. I didn't know whether or not when I have your Skype set up on mute, if I could actually still hear you in my microphones, in my headphones, and I actually can. So I was able to hear you. Like they weren't able to hear you because I had you on mute, but I was able to hear you when you were like, "Wow, this is really a long commercial."
Like, I'm like 2 minutes. All right, we should be back on the air. Kevin had to go take a shit or something. What the fuck?
No, I would have given you I would have shot you a text message if that was the case. Oh man.
Like, shit, just talk for a minute.
Trust me, I do it to the guys on West Coast Bias all the time. Hey, I gotta go take a piss. Talk for like 5 more minutes. I won't say, but anyway. So yeah, when you don't hear Double K for about 10 minutes and it's just somebody else, or KDouble, it's just Cole or Mr. Suave or O'Malley just talking for 10 minutes, that's because I had to get up and go to the bathroom, or I had to get up and go do something, and they talking to cover my ass.
I had to go make a sandwich.
Nah, I got a woman for that. No. No, I in no way mean that. No need for the IWC to send me a bunch of letters.
I'm telling the girl about that. You ain't never gonna get a sandwich again.
A sandwich, huh? Oh,
don't say a sandwich, woman. Yo, what you doing here? None. Just making me a sandwich.
From the 5th floor, right?
Mm-hmm. I live on the 5th floor. You came down. I seen you ask for a sandwich.
Kill me, Cole. I could say this, man. My girl has gotten me watching Total Divas.
I watch that shit on my own, homie.
Well, so there's a certain disconnect with it, though, because it's like a year ago. Because I watch Raw, it almost, and this is going to sound really odd, it almost seems like it's a much more enjoyable show if you don't watch the Monday, Thursday, and every pay-per-view. If you're not watching every Raw, every SmackDown, and every pay-per-view. Because there's a certain disconnect that comes from it being 6 months to a year behind what's actually going on right now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a disconnect, but then when you're watching the show and then they show like a match or whatever, that's going on, before they before they come back and they're talking about all that and you're like, oh, so this stuff was going on behind the scenes back then. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So I kind of see your way, but then again, I see, the way of the show too, okay, it's kind of like, oh, so that's what's going on behind the scenes. That's why it went that way, or, with Nikki Bella being injured and stuff, it's kind of going through, her about to drop the belt and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, oh, she really was, struggling a little bit to get in there and, do her thing, with Charlotte. And, you could tell she was working through the injury, but she really needed to take care of that injury.
Right. And I kind of look at it as the same way I do when I watch an episode of 24 on the network. I'm watching an event. I'm watching the events that unfolded that led up to the event that I saw, because like they always say, as a wrestling fan, if all you're doing is, say you don't watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff on the network, then all you're seeing is the match from the time the wrestlers hit the curtain to the time they hit the curtain to leave. All these other shows give you that insider knowledge, or not insider knowledge, but insider perspective as to what happens leading up to them walking out of the curtain. It basically gives you everything but the match, to an extent, because a lot of these things don't actually have the actual matches. They just have everything leading up to, and then after the finish, all the fallout afterwards. And I think Total Divas kind of gives that is that kind of thing. At least for me, that's how I kind of look at it. Is I'm like, okay, I've already watched the match. I know what happened in the match. Now I'm finding out everything that happened up to Nikki Bella walking out right before she dropped the belt, and everything that happened after she came back behind the curtain after dropping the belt.
Right.
You know, and so yeah, I get what you're saying about it's just kind of filling in some gaps to the storyline for you. But when I initially the first couple of weeks, it was just like, wait a minute, I remember this. I remember this storyline. Like that's last year. You know, like there was just that disconnect for me initially. As I've gotten watching more episodes, you know, I get into the flow of where the storyline is as far as the Total Divas show. But those first couple of episodes, it was just really a disconnect for me there.
Yeah. I mean, it does have that, but also, you know, it's not geared towards the average wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You know, the consistent wrestling fan that you know, it's geared towards, you know, the women that might not watch wrestling, but they'll watch Total Divas.
Yeah.
You know? So you know, in that respect, the show can hold its own, you know.
It has. And hence why it's, you know, it's been second season now, going on a third.
Is it the second season? I thought it was the third season.
Is it the third? I once again, I have not watched it from the beginning. Is it the second or third season of Total Divas, babe? Third? Okay, so my fiance says third. She's been watching it.
I don't know. You gotta look that shit up.
Well, Carmen said it's the third. I believe her.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, man, I look at it as its own entity. And when they show, you know, things that are happening, you know, in the matches or storyline wise, I just look at it as, oh, okay, cool. I seen some, you know, some background to what was going on a few months ago, or you know, whatever.
Cole, we were all three wrong. Total Divas is in its fifth season.
It's in its fifth season, though?
It's in its fifth season.
Well, there you go.
Well, no. Okay, sorry. Sorry, the fifth season started. Yeah, it's in its fifth season. Fifth season started January 19th, 2016.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that long, but it is short seasons, though.
Yeah, there are 14 episodes was the first season, 11 episodes was the second. The third is actually the longest reigning season, or the longest reigning season, the longest season at 20 episodes, and then season 4 was 13 episodes, and they haven't said how many episodes this season's going to be.
Yeah, see, man, they fluctuating the length, so it's kind of hard to keep up.
They're doing what America's Best Dance Crew did during its first few seasons. They're doing 2 episodes. It looks like 2 episodes or 2 seasons a year.
Okay.
Almost like, because you know what I'm saying, they're going into their 5th season. Here we are at the beginning of 2016. They started in 2013. They'll probably finish starting their 6th season, and that'll be 6 seasons in 3 years.
There you go.
There you go. So anyway, but yeah, Total Divas is on its 5th season. If you haven't, like you said, it's the show's not really geared towards the everyday wrestling fan, but you can still enjoy it being an everyday wrestling fan. It's just a little bit different perspective, and like I said, there's a small disconnect when you first start watching it, because to an extent you're watching events that happened last year that you've already seen happen. But yeah. Big time. I enjoy the show. Well written. Like, definitely gives you a little bit of an insight as to how the girls think, how they interact with each other. You've kind of gotten to stay connected with Daniel Bryan, despite Daniel Bryan not being on WWE TV, through Total Divas.
Yeah.
And I still tear up, man. I can't. He's gone. We ain't never gonna see him on no WWE TV. At least. Well, I can't say never, because at one point I remember I believe on this show I said we would never see Sting in a WWE ring, and well, here we are 3 years later, and where's Sting sitting? Or where was Sting
I
sitting?
told you Sting was gonna come over to WWE, man. I was an advocate for Sting, and you was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna see it, man. We ain't gonna see it."
I just didn't believe,
But
man. Didn't
we
believe.
see you got to believe that.
All right, Roman. Better calm down with your
Hey,
Superman punch.
hey, man, I would spear the shit out of you, literally. You better wear your brow pants.
Man, you know what? I did go onto one of those internet wrestling things because right after we had that discussion last week on the show, I believe it was last week or a week before last, where we had the discussion about the fact that what AJ does is a flying forearm,
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily a Superman punch technically. Um,
yeah.
And I was on there, and it was another meme talking about, yeah, this is a Superman punch. This isn't a Superman punch. Roman Reigns is a bitch. Like basically talk. And so finally, I went into the comment section of all the Roman Reigns haters, and I went, I only got one thing to say to y'all. Know what the you're talking about. Know what you're saying. AJ delivers a flying forearm. Roman Reigns delivers a Superman punch. They're two completely different moves. I'll move on now. Y'all can throw your fits, but just know you're bitching and whining over two separate moves and trying to compare them as if they're the same move.
Good for you, man.
Huh?
Good for you. Tell
I'm
them fucking internet trolls how it is.
sorry, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's one thing if you have a legit point and you're bitching about it in the IWC, you're bitching about WWE, and you actually have a legit point. But when you're bitching about shit that just don't make sense, that's not logical, that's just yeah, that'd be like me bitching that Hulk Hogan's white belt or under Ultimate Warrior's white world championship belt was better than, or yellow world championship belt was better than Hulk Hogan's black one. They're both the same goddamn belt, just two different colors. It's not an
Hey,
argument.
I like the white belt. I like the white belt better than the black one though.
Yeah.
Just like I like the white Intercontinental Championship better than I do the black one. It's just a preference, man. It's subjective. But a better analogy would be Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho is a Boston Crab. It's not the Walls of Jericho. Well, technically now it's a Boston Crab, but back in the day when he was doing the Walls of Jericho and he put you on your fucking neck and bent you back, it wasn't a Boston Crab at that point.
Yep.
So, in that sense, we could make that argument, back in the day. But now, he's tamed the lion, so to speak, and it's more of a Boston Crab now than what it was when it started.
Yeah, I was gonna say he put you more on your side to start out with in the early days.
He would flip you upside down, basically, and have you fucking tweak your neck sideways, and that was like an extreme Boston Crab, if you wanted to put it that way. But
yeah, put his knee right there in your ribs, and yeah.
Exactly. It wasn't technically a Boston Crab. It was a variation.
Yeah.
But yeah, nowadays he uses the Boston Crab as the Walls of Jericho. And I think that's only because motherfuckers don't want their neck tweaked like that. And it's like, nah, motherfucker, that shit really hurts.
I'd rather take the pain on my lower back than on the back of my neck. Shit.
Right.
Yeah, but no.
The same thing can be said about The Rock sharpshooter to Bret Hart sharpshooter.
Isn't it just a difference in how he crosses the legs?
Well, it's not only the leg crossing, but it's the position of his hand. If you watch Tyson Kidd do it in recent years, or Natalya do it, their hand is underneath one of the crosses. Okay, you cross over the first leg, and your hand is in between the other cross. The cross comes over the hand, so their hand is kind of like behind the cross.
Gotcha.
That's a sharpshooter. The original sharpshooter. The Rock did a variation of the sharpshooter, but it was a Bret Hart sharpshooter.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't a sharpshooter that made sharpshooter famous,
And and I've been waiting to set this one up all day, Cole, and I love it. For those of you who thought that Wade Barrett was going to retire with the WWE, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I've been waiting to set that one up all week. Yeah, according to most reports that I'm reading in multiple articles, Wade Barrett's on his way out the door by choice. Not necessarily being forced out, just unhappy with where he's at in the company right now and deciding to go. Well, he's dealing with an injury right at this moment, but just really is saying that he's been unhappy with how he's been used by WWE for a few years now, and is just maybe looking to take his talents elsewhere or maybe be done. Who knows? Lord knows, he's probably made quite a few bucks wrestling for WWE. So
it's the first I heard.
Really?
Yeah, first I heard of it. I considered he was happy having a job at WWE. He was just on Ride Along with Sheamus. On
the WWE Network.
Yeah, I think it was the first episode they did. They flashed back. No, it was the second episode. But yeah, man, I was like, yeah, I've not heard anything about Wade Barrett retiring from WWE.
Well, I don't necessarily think he's retiring. He just said that, he just said that he's not going to renew his contract once his contract is up in a few months. Like, he has no plans to re-sign with WWE. Of course, now, guys, like we always say, none of this information is permanent. Something may change between now and when his contract is up that may end up inspiring Wade Barrett to re-sign. We don't know. But as of right now, he's told WWE brass that he has no intention of re-signing his contract.
Well, yeah, I didn't. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
That sucks. I don't like it. I want to see more Wade Barrett. I want him to go back to the Bad News Barrett gimmick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I really liked that when he came out there and just destroyed whoever was out there with some bad news. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I'd love. Well, if he doesn't land someplace else, I hope to see him back in the WWE ring someday. Because that would just be nice. I'm not gonna lie, it would just be nice. I liked him as a wrestler. I liked his. I liked him as a gimmick altogether. So, like I said, hopefully he'll either come back or, like I said, sometime in the next couple months, something will happen to cause him to change his mind and decide to stay.
Yeah, we're pulling for you, Wade.
We love you here at the Raw Impact. All right, so let's start diving into those predictions, those portals into the future that we like to give our listeners. Let's start with that pre-show. Kalisto, Alberto. Do you think they're gonna switch it back again? Because I don't. I personally don't think that Kalisto's gonna end up dropping the belt. I think he'll end up winning the 2 out of 3 to finally get him 100% over and done with the Alberto Del Rio feud, and end all the fluke talk and so on and so forth. Because there's just no reason at this point to give Del Rio back the U.S. belt. It's getting to that time where if we're going to utilize Del Rio, it's time to start pushing him towards that main event picture and having him feud with some of these guys over the main title, the World Heavyweight Championship.
You argue a good point there. And I thought when he first dropped the belt, cause remember when he came in, he was AAA champion.
Yeah.
And he told AAA November that he couldn't drop the belt at the next AAA event because WWE has given him a major push, and he don't want to drop the belt, to mess with that major push in WWE, since he had the U.S. belt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So when he dropped the belt to Kalisto the first time, I was like, oh, is this a way for him to go drop the AAA belt and then come back? And then I looked up, and he vacated the AAA belt right after he said that comment. They stripped him of that. They stripped him of that shit. They was like, nah, you know what? Fuck you. You're not our champion anymore. So that wasn't the case. So I was like, okay. Then he got the belt back, and then he lost it again real quick. And I was like, well, they're kind of getting away from that big push that he was talking about a couple of months ago. So your theory has validity to it.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna say Del Rio end up winning the belt again. Only because I think the League of Nations needs somebody with a championship.
Right, yeah, because at this point they've lost all championships and they don't seem to be in the tag team title picture. So
yeah, I'm storyline wise and to give some kind of validity. I'm using that word again because I like that word. That's the word of the day, validity.
Validity.
To give substance to the League of Nations, I think somebody on there needs to have a belt.
Yeah.
And Del Rio is the only one with a championship match, so I'm gonna say he's gonna take it. So if I put $5 on the match and you put $5 on the match, one of us gonna win $5.
There you go. and Del Rio, and you know what I can say, and you know what's sad is that what you just said would have been enough, should have been enough, or not would have been enough in most cases to convince me to change my pick. But I'm kind of like in the let's stand on opposite sides of this because it literally could go either way. And at least if we both stand on either side of it, at least one of us will be right. I don't care what I don't know which one, but one of us will be right.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm coming from, man. So we ain't never 100% wrong.
Yep. All right. So next up, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho. Who wins the rubber match?
I think AJ Styles is going to win the rubber match. I really think that Chris Jericho needs to put AJ over. It gives AJ a chance to say, hey, I beat one of your most decorated Intercontinental champions, a highly decorated world champion, and we put on some great matches. So with that said, yeah, man, I think we're gonna see the Styles clash in the 1, 2, 3 on Jericho.
This is one where we agree. I think it's necessity for how they've booked AJ so far for them to have him get the win here, because they've definitely built both guys up to be strong competitors, and definitely through the past couple of matches and interactions in the past few weeks have built this up to be a great feud. But at the end of the day, AJ's the one that needs the win in order to launch him into that stratosphere. You know, where if WWE is planning on giving him a solid push, it has to be starting with this win over Chris Jericho. You can't have him lose this feud and then expect him to be able to launch it to the stratosphere. Now, as far as getting him over, you don't need to get AJ Styles over. AJ Styles has been over and is over 10 times over. Don't know how many times I can use that word in one sentence, but let's go for 15. No, but really, like, you don't need to get AJ over with the WWE universe. They know him, they love him, they want to see him do well. So the next logical step is just give him a push, and part of that push is him getting a win over Chris Jericho. Now, the main reason why I believe it's going to happen overall is if Fandango can get a win over Jericho at WrestleMania, then AJ should be able to be booked in a win over Jericho at Fastlane. Yeah, that was one I never saw coming. You know what I'm saying? Fandango getting the win. Yeah, it made sense. Made logical sense. I just didn't think that they would put him over Jericho at a WrestleMania, and they did. So seeing AJ get over at Fastlane really is just second fiddle to what I've already seen.
And then what's funny about that, sidebar, is Fandango lost the next year at WrestleMania. He was thrown out of that Battle Royal. I think it was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah.
He was thrown out, so he lost. So he was 1-1 at WrestleMania. Jericho tweeted, "The only streak that matters, Fandango loses at WrestleMania."
Sweet. Oh man. So yeah. So Styles over Jericho, we agree on that. So I'll take the next one: Wyatt family versus Ryback, Big Show, and Kane. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to see the good guys get the win here, I think this is going to be a win, and most likely a dominant win by the Wyatt family.
Yes, and they need it.
Yeah.
And if Bray was wrestling, I would say he definitely needs it. But the Wyatt family, they need the win, man. They need to stay consistent with picking up wins and dominating. So I'm right there with you on that.
It still leads me to believe at what point, once again, Bray, just kind of like with AJ and a couple other guys that are on the main roster, you just can't really get them any more over. At what point are we putting Bray Wyatt in the actual WWE World Heavyweight Championship picture? Yeah, you didn't want to do it when you gave the belt to Roman Reigns because we've all seen Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns already. You know what I'm saying? Like I get why they didn't do it recently with the injury to Seth Rollins, but I think we're getting really perilously close to that teeter-totter edge where I think it's getting close to time that you need. It's not that there's a window, but at the same time, there's a striking while the iron is hot window, and I think we're within a couple of years of that window closing. And I think now they're kind of at that prime temperature where it would be good to vault Bray Wyatt into that main event World Heavyweight Championship picture and start allowing the Wyatt family to seep into and take over the entire WWE. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily make everybody a Wyatt family member, but you know what I'm saying? Like where they're involved in all kinds of feuds with like 4 or 5 different people, and Bray's feuding with whoever the main champion is, but they're not necessarily all a faction, but you just have different parts of the Wyatt family with different people.
Yeah. They do need to strike when the iron's hot. You can't forge a sword with cold steel.
Yep. And I think now is one of those times where the iron is hot. You vault Bray into that main event picture, and then say Luke has already been an IC champ, so you throw him at the US belt. You know what I'm saying? You can throw Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman, or the vice versa. Luke Harper and Braun Strowman at the tag team titles, and then whoever's left over gets either an IC or US title shot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I miss back in the day about factions, is that you had a 4-man faction, but there was always one guy that was at that main event level that was really looking to fight, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Then you had somebody at that mid-card level that was either fighting for or held the IC title or the US title, and then the other 2 guys were normally pursuing the tag team titles. And they worked as a faction, but everybody had a goal. And I think that's part of what's lacking with the Wyatt family, is that Bray's the only one with a goal, and Bray's goal doesn't seem to have anything to do with championship goal. It's just destruction.
Yeah, but you gotta think about the situation of the factions. Back in the day, you had the European belt, the hardcore belt, also added to the mix. Yeah. So you kind of had a couple of extra belts to work with there.
True.
And now you don't. Yeah. You got your 3 belts, man. You got your Intercontinental, your US, and your major championship, but then you got the tag team championship. So 4 technically. And really, when you look at it, if you're a dominating force, as the Wyatt family is, and you take all the belts, there's nothing else for anybody else. And you got a roster of 40 people, and 4 of them are holding,
all the titles. Well,
all the titles, basically.
Well, all but one.
Yeah. But the majority rules, so it's like, you don't want to oversaturate it.
But that was always how you knew that the faction was running things. Is that every member of the faction
Okay.
held a championship.
Yeah, that is true.
But I get your point. I do definitely get your point.
But you also had a little bit more to work with there.
Yeah.
It was like, when Triple H was champ, Road Dogg was hardcore champ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Road Dogg would drop that champ, then Billy Gunn or X-Pac would be European champ. While Triple H was still champ. You know what I'm saying? And then they would drop that belt or whatever, and then the New Age Outlaws would be tag team with Triple H being the WWE champ. Things like that would happen. So they would always, have a mix of, 2 extra belts to go around. So it wasn't totally saturated, but you seen where the power was.
Right.
And I think they could do that now.
You heard they have a cruiserweight show coming out.
Oh, yeah?
On the WWE Network. Yeah, I saw a thing about it. Well, they said, I haven't seen anything officially saying the date it's going to start, but I've seen multiple reports saying that it is going to happen. That WWE is going to have a cruiserweight show that's going to air on the WWE Network.
Right on. Well, they got enough for the smaller guys to put together a dominating roster for that. So why not take a shot at it and see how it works?
Bring back Rey Mysterio as a GM. No.
Maybe they can bring back the cruiserweight belt or maybe the light heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
And then you have an actual goal for the smaller guys that you're like, I don't think they'll ever be champ, even though they don't never say never.
Yeah.
But this gives them a chance to actually, win some gold and show their skills with other people that's their same size, their same type of athleticism. And I think it would be a good thing. I would love to see that the WCW Cruiserweight era come back.
Yeah, big time.
It would definitely be cool.
All right, so let's go. Okay, so back to Fastlane. Mr. Owens, Mr. Rightful Intercontinental Champion, is taking on the show off. Who you got?
I want Dolph Ziggler to win, but Kevin Owens is going to win.
Yeah, we're on that same page there. I want Ziggler to win, but I just don't see them putting the strap on him. I'll say it like this: I can't think of a logical reason for them to put the strap on Dolph Ziggler other than he deserves it, and we all know he deserves it. It's not good enough in the WWE.
And I think this is the conclusion of the Owens-Ziggler feud.
Yeah.
Where Owens finally, gets totally over on Ziggler, which, if you watched Raw this past week, that Ziggler is like, over the past few weeks or so, I've been kicking your ass.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, here we go with the 70-30 rule. If you get your ass kicked leading up to the main event, or leading up to your match at the pay-per-view, then you're going to end up winning 70% of the time. So I'm going with our statistics. Our logistics, our metrics.
Our statistics.
And putting Kevin Owens over Ziggler.
100% agreement.
I wish Ziggler would win because, he definitely deserves to have any of the belts that's going on. Mm-hmm. Even if he, with the former tag team, I think that him and whoever his partner is deserves a tag team title run.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen.
No. And that's just sad. Dolph Ziggler, I hate to say a wasted talent because he is on TV almost every week. but he should be leading the show and leading the locker room. And who knows if he is behind the scenes, but I'm talking about on camera, he should be leading the locker room. But anyway, he had his moment, but unfortunately, we don't think Fastlane is going to be another moment for Dolph Ziggler, as we both picked Kevin Owens over Ziggler. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, I want to say they're going to get the win over Team Bad. As much as Team Bad could really use a push, I would love to see Naomi get the push that she's deserved for a long time. I think this is Sasha Banks' time, and I think this match is more about putting Sasha Banks over even more than she already is. Not to say that Becky Lynch doesn't deserve it, but I believe Becky Lynch has recently had a title shot, hasn't she? Against Charlotte. Didn't she just have one at Royal Rumble?
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go same route as you. I think Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch are gonna win. And I'm not saying that. The only thing I disagree with you is I don't think it's a push for Sasha Banks. I think it's a push for the NXT women, the new divas that are in there. So I'm saying it's a push for Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for some reason, Naomi isn't getting the proper push that she has deserved for a while. And it could be racism. No, I'm just fucking with
the R word. That's what we'll call it around here. The R word.
Yeah, the R word. The R word. Rated R, what? But yeah, I agree with you in the respect that Naomi needs a good push and a good Divas championship run. But right now, I think they're focused on the younger talent to get them over.
Yeah, I can agree. I'll say, yeah. And then we both agree on that one. Charlotte, I hope, once again, this is one of those hope versus the reality of it. I hope that Brie Bella gets the win. I hope that's the reason why she's staying around till summer, is because they're going to give her a small title run, a 2-3 month title run before she retires. But I don't know. Everything in me says that they're going to give this win to Charlotte. That Charlotte's going to hold the belt at least through WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's another one of them Ziggler type deals. I want Brie to win, but I think Charlotte's going to win, unfortunately. But I'm still going to pull for Brie. I'm going to say Brie's going to win, even though I think Charlotte's going to win.
Oh, man. And that's the key thing to it. WWE has a tendency to do that, to take people that deserve something and not always giving it to them, especially when we think they deserve it. A la, look at Daniel Bryan of 5 about 3-4 years ago when he had his Yesomania moment, but for months prior to that, from the August prior to that WrestleMania, just kept getting screwed over and screwed over and screwed over and screwed over, and even to the point where we got to the point here on the show where we were just like, come on, can you just put the strap on him and let him have his run, please? Because the finish was nice, but the build-up, sometimes the build-up, you know, I know women won't normally tell you this, but sometimes you can't have a little too much foreplay. Before you get to the big finish.
But don't it make the climax so much sweeter?
It did. It did. I'm not going to lie there. Even though I would have preferred to see him win the belt at Royal Rumble and then work his way, you know what I'm saying, and then hold the belt through WrestleMania. The payoff at WrestleMania was definitely almost tear-jerking, as good as it was. So.
Yeah.
All right, so last match, of course, the main event. I think we've both talked about who we really expect to win that one. We expect Roman Reigns, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I could easily see them having Lesnar win, because that Lesnar Triple H match would not necessarily be anything new, but it would be a fun one to watch. We haven't seen it in about 5 years, so it would be interesting to see him get back in the ring again, but I just think it's going to be Reigns and Triple H. No offense to Ambrose, but...
I think it may be Reigns or maybe Brock, but I want Dean Ambrose to win.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at there. So it's really not a prediction, man.
Just a desire.
Right, yes, for Ambrose to win.
Well, can I hit you with a different angle on it that I was thinking of? I've been thinking about over the past couple of days. Okay, Reigns wins because we all expect, for the most part, the Wyatt family to probably interfere in the match as far as Brock Lesnar is concerned. That somehow, some way, the Wyatt family is going to get involved to kind of neutralize what Lesnar to an extent. At least that's what I think is going to happen.
Possible.
Right.
I mean, it is a triple threat, so there is no disqualification.
Right. And so, okay. So basically where I was going with this is with the way they've been rolling with Ambrose as of recently, since he dropped the belt, I could see Reigns beating Ambrose, right? Getting the win, going to WrestleMania, beating Triple H. Ambrose comes out to celebrate with him, kicks him in the gut, and hits him with a dirty deeds. And that's how you close WrestleMania. And then he comes out on that next Raw like, you know what? Love your brother, but fuck you. I want the belt. Give me my shot. Da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, and comes out and basically demands a shot for the WWE title. And there's Reigns' first feud is against Ambrose.
See, that would be cool. I don't. I'm not gonna shut that down. I'm gonna run with that storyline. I think we could do that. If I was at the table, you would get a bonus this week.
Because that just seems like a great way to, because they've been kind of hinting at Ambrose making a heel turn recently, or not necessarily a heel turn, but just kind of becoming more and more so of that lone wolf.
Yeah. And I love the interaction between him and Reigns. Like on Monday when he goes and tries to hit the dirty deeds out of nowhere, and Reigns pushes him off and goes, "Hey, no,
hey, now."
It's like, fast and fast lane. You gotta be fast and fast lane. And then on SmackDown, it was, they were walking through the hallway, and he was like, Reigns, looks back at him and is like, and don't try to hit me with the dirty deed. Don't try the dirty deed stuff on me again. It was like, it was a joke. I thought it was funny. You can't take a joke.
Oh man, big time. So, all right, guys. Last thing before we go finish up our match. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up tomorrow. Even though, unfortunately, I don't know if you're going to be, or are you going to end up being able to make it, or no?
Unfortunately, not. Yeah, I'm going to be watching Bellator MMA on Spike TV.
For sure.
Ken Shamrock coming back to fight, and
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice is going to be fighting too. Yeah. So
his opponent.
But yeah, it's going to be a good card on Bellator. Plus, I ain't got the money or the ride or the means to get out there to BTW. I wish I could, but unfortunately, I can't make it.
I can say this about the Bellator. Kimbo Slice's opponent's name is the reason why I'm so resistant to watch that. I'm sorry, I can't take a fighter seriously when your name is Dada 5000. I just can't. I can't take you seriously as a fighter, and it makes it extremely hard to watch your match. I saw that, and I was like, oh, look, Kimbo, Dada 5000, really? That's your ring? It started getting me a headache just thinking about it.
Maybe he's trying to win 5,000 fights.
I don't know, maybe. But I am juiced about 5,000. I am juiced about the Shamrock Gracie fight, though. That looks like it's going to be pretty good, despite both men being advanced in years. Yes, it still looks like it should be a good fight.
Yeah, they're both still in shape, so I mean, might as well go ahead and do it. And Ken Shamrock's only fighting because he got a family to support. That's one of the main reasons why he's fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, man, okay, I need an alternative because I'm not gonna get to go to BTW's Dangerous Damsels tomorrow night. So, and then I was just flipping through the channels and I seen a commercial for that fight. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check that out. I haven't seen Kimbo Slice fight in a while. I ain't seen Ken Shamrock fighting forever. So let's go ahead and make that happen.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be sitting here, and I'll probably record a little bit during those two fights for my show next week.
For sure.
So they get a little fight commentary, and many more things that I'm gonna have on the show next week. So,
all right. So be sure to listen to that.
I found a way to fill up my Friday night.
But by far, guys, if just because we can't be there to enjoy the show with you does not mean that you shouldn't go to the BTW show, Dangerous Damsels, and go check it out, Newark Pavilion. What time is gate time? Like 7?
Yeah, I believe 7's bell time, and doors open at 6:30.
All right. So there you go, guys. Please be sure go check it out. Even though we couldn't get Kirk White on the show tonight, maybe another night. You're always welcome here, Kirk. But for right now, guys, check out that show. I know I'm gonna be checking out Fastlane on Sunday, along with my second time around to seeing Deadpool. So yeah, man, that's gonna be some good shit.
Yeah, and don't forget to edit that out of the show that happened earlier.
Okay, that's not a problem. I can get in there and do that. But all right, guys. So be sure to listen in next week. Cole, how you want to end this one, man? I think you're due for another win, man. I think you're due for another win. So how you want to do this?
I want to hit you with the Styles Clash again.
All right. Damn it, that means I got to hang upside down. All right.
But I want to do it from the top rope. The very top rope.
Man,
yeah.
Motherfucker, you owe me for this one. Damn Style Clash.
I'm about to break your face.
Then let's do it. And I'm going to go up for the Hurricane right off the top rope. You block me.
I grabbed you. I got you. I'm taking a step from the second rope to the top rope with you upside down.
Oh no!
I wrapped one arm behind my leg. I wrapped the other arm behind my other leg. And I'm jumping.
Ow!
Ooh, motherfucker, boom! And then I roll you over slowly.
Oh.
Ref slides in. 1, 2, 3. I was got it, the motherfucking world.
I believe that's called a winning streak, you bastard. Oh, that hurt. Oh.
It's a good start. It's a good start to a winning streak.
So keep listening in for more victories by your boy Cole.
You heard?
You heard? This has been the Raw Impact Unleashed this week, guys. Check us out next week. You never know what you're going to hear or who you're going to hear it from right here on the Raw Impact Unleashed. Ain't that right, Cole?
Yes, sir. Indeed. The same Raw channel. The same Impact time.
Faux show. Peace.
Take it easy.